it did not open up. That's all we were discussing here. There was no reference of PPC. Maybe the landing page could have led you there to PPC, but what are they getting by just clicking? Oh, that. Okay, now, well, see, there are certain ways on how you get paid in today's world. It's not PPC, but it is CPC, cost per click. Okay, so what happens is some companies come back and share the data. So they say these are vendors, like companies which have database, vendors, and here's a client. The client in this case is AirAsia. Okay, so this is client, and there are vendors. Okay, so the client has this particular template that they want to execute, but they don't have database of any people. So that's the challenge number one. Database of all the target audience. Now, since they don't have a database, they can't really reach out this particular template to anybody. Even if they have a database, they will not have the infrastructure. They will not have the infrastructure, which is platforms for tracking and executing bulk mail. They would not have access to it, or it's too very expensive and it's too much time consuming. Time and money is involved. So they want to cut short on this. So they go back and ask for some vendors who can come back and fulfill this desire of reaching out this template to the desired audience. Vendors come in, vendors come, say, let's say vendor V, which is vendor one comes and says, okay, I'm ready to do the campaign at XYZ cost. And I have the database with me. I have the infrastructure to execute the campaign. I will tell you what is the click-through rate that happened, opens happened. I will give you that as well, and then you don't have to really spend too much time. Give it all to us. We will do this for you. There would be another vendor, which is vendor number two. Now this guy comes in. See, I know there are quite a lot of players who would offer you saying that they have resources and infrastructure and database and all that, but I will give you the same thing. But what I will do on top of it is that every time somebody clicks on your link, I get paid. So every time that somebody clicks on it, they get paid. So initially, if you take a closer look, I think this is exactly how they should have taken the deal in, allowing the customer not to burn their bank. See, who wants to actually put their house on fire just because somebody wants light? Bad idea. Bad idea. So since the clients are demanding so much, there are vendors who actually compromise on the quality, and they go back and tell you this, saying, okay, I give you all of this, and I am also going to be working at cost per click. Now you get a campaign like this and ending up with just clicks, but unfortunately no conversions happening, nor have they gone ahead and tested it. See, this entire moral of the story is not about how badly executed. It was about why and how you should prevent it. Test it before you execute it. What will get if someone click and there is no landing page? Nothing. I get my money. I get no money. I mean, I get my money. The number of clicks here, so let's say 10,000 people clicked on it. So in this PPC, 10,000 people clicked. Okay, so what's the cost into 150 bucks? Or maybe $100, depending on the plan that the client had sold, or this vendor won the project. So do the math. 10,000 clicks into 100. This is what I make. 1 lakh is my billing for this particular landing page or the campaign that I executed. Now what happens to the client? Client would have gone ahead and looked at the conversion. The client would have looked at the conversion, and the conversion looked very skim because a lot of people came here. Though the price was just 990, 917, it did not work. The conversions were zero. And then on top of it, the marketing budget was 1 lakh. Marketing, which means the vendor is cheating us, right? You can say that he's cheating or he's just unaware. He's just unaware. The actual process should have been that he has to really evaluate this, right? If we were to really do this rocket launch, okay, NASA, everybody, we are announcing that all over the world, saying Okay, we're launching the rocket. This is destined to go to Mars. Okay, in the back end, the technical team is supposed to be having about 5,000 odd checklist, which is not completed. Only 1,000 of that is being completed. Another 4,000 is still waiting. Now, 4,000 checklist is missed out and the rocket is ready to launch. Okay, well, the time comes in, countdown begins, rocket is gone. You know where it directly comes in? Bay of Bengal or Arabian Sea, or directly to Indian Ocean. You getting my point? That's exactly what is happening. So when you're doing it, get that 5,000 odd checklist, get the checklist in and evaluate all that checklist before launch. And then make sure that everything is okay. So the client feels happy that there is outcomes. Conversion is nothing but outcomes. Conversion is nothing but outcome. How many people filled up and how many people registered? Where's my money? How much money did we make? If I am coughing up 1 lakh to these guys, did I make 10 lakhs or did I make none? You with me? See, some people would have gone ahead and picked up the number also. You know, they would have just gone to the website, picked up the number and called. So they are not really going out on zero. They would have definitely made some money. But the end of the day, it is not coming through email channel, right? It's not coming through the landing page where they created it. That's something that they would have to test it in the back end. I hope it made sense. Like this, there are hundreds of cases, sir, ma'am. Yeah, everybody here. There are hundreds of cases that happens in a daily. It's we call it daily hit and run casualties. Just happening. You know. Shoot the campaign. I can show you some evidence also. Hold on. I think this lady was talking to me about some campaign starting off. When will you sign up? Something she asked me about. Yeah. Hold on. Um, I think it's somebody to do with Priya. Okay. hmm Hold on, if I find that reference, I'll show you that. So that's the kind of email that I got in, and I was asked to execute the campaign out. And I told them saying sorry, meaning I've not even registered on your portal. You're expecting me to execute the campaign. How am I getting paid? Which is a very clear in scenario saying that you do the job. When it comes to payment, nobody gets paid. You know, work gets done, and then each one blames each other. They will say the client did not pay, and then I would say I burnt my server here. Where's the cost? Nothing would happen. Yeah, that's welcome aboard. When you're doing it, work with right partners, right kind of clients. No hurry, don't panic, no desperation. When a client says that I have a project, don't get excited. Find out what is the project about, evaluate it before you do anything, and then see how things work. Just running and jumping out is only going to cause a lot more problem for us at a later time. Do you know there are so many invoices which are still pending from customers who haven't really paid up? They just will do everything until the campaign goes out, and after the campaign goes out, that's it. End of the story. Here we go. Here's another. Some company called Geo Ad Media. Okay. Hey, I hope you're doing good. I'm Shiv from so and so so and so. We work campaigns based on CPM, CPC, CPL, CPD, and plenty of things. They will add few more MBA, IIM titles there, and they are doing campaigns for 250 plus brands. These are the brands, and I'm supposed to be giving out my database and executing the campaign. And believe me, the payout happens after the campaign. The payout happens after the campaign, and that too 30 days or 60 days credit period. God bless. Helping. So when you venture in, I think you should take care of all of these and then make sure that it's rightly done. Akriti has something to share. Hold on, I missed that piece. Getting it right here on the screen. Why do companies use different domains for sending out, like you saw in AirAsia in the last session? How does an ESP provider's domain interrelated? You see, one is that they had used a different domain name because they had to execute. I'm bringing in a vendor here. The client wants to be away from the entire project. No site access, which is the domain access. We are not given access to the email domain that they are using. We're not supposed to be adding any new email domains either. We have to operate on our own. It's like a vendor will bring up his own domain. Vendor will set up his own infrastructure and execute the campaign. Only client will need visitors and the conversions, which is how many people filled up and bought that. Akriti, you're following? That's what the client is interested. But you will also notice that when let's say that's a good scenario. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you this. This is my infrastructure, which is vendor's infrastructure. Sometimes the client has no clarity also as to what type of infrastructure is being used to execute the campaign. So in the infrastructure, I'm looking at my email interface itself, email ID. Let's give it a name, Akriti at what's that? efin.com. Okay, so that's my email ID, and I would like to use an email service provider to execute the campaign. So here, let's bring up an email service provider. It's not the tower computers now anymore, right? But in order to help you out with an example, it looks like a capsule, less of a server. Hey, hi, AR Rahman, come back, mute your mic. Super music. I can't give you Oscar right now. Okay, fantastic. We'll put it on review. Once you come in, please make sure that you put your microphone on mute. I know you like to sing, background music and all that, but it doesn't help anybody who's in here. Rahul, good evening. Anshul, good evening. Archana, good evening. Brajesh, good evening. Dhruv, evening. And did I miss anybody? Alagu, good evening. And one awaiting name. We shall await your name. 11 more minutes. You still have time to actually put that into a name. If not, we keep waiting for your name to show up. Anyway, come here to the point. In terms of the ESP provider, this is my ESP provider. I'm going to set up an infrastructure saying, hey, ESP provider, I would like to use this particular email ID in order to execute my campaign. ESP provider provides you two options. He says, okay, A, if you're doing it on your own, I want the following to be taken care of. You're not on blacklisted websites. You're not on the blacklist. You have set up your infrastructure in the right order, like in holding on to the guidelines, email setup based on benchmark, certain instructions. If you've done all of that, ESP providers are okay to write on your Akriti. I've seen your class today. Fantastic, sir. Thank you very much and welcome aboard. Okay, so ESP providers are okay to give you a sanction here saying, okay, go ahead, use this particular email ID, send it out. And you know what? Most of these vendors who are calling out have no clues how to set them up. Sometimes, right? Let's say out of the 100 people, 30 people will know how to do it. 70 other people have no clues how to do it. Okay, I can show you some examples, but that is going to let the suspense out for today's story. But stay there with me. You will just have to, get the outlines here, and we will be looking at it. Would reputation be? Yeah, that is not today's class. That is second class, second module. So one entire module, Brijesh. Good evening. And we will spend our time, we'll sweat it out and identify how to keep our reputation better. Okay, so that's the benchmarking. If most of the service providers who cannot set up all of this, benchmarks, ESP providers will provide them another domain mailed by, this is MC MailChimp via server number srv1.com. Okay, now something like that will be used by an email service provider to pump the campaign out, because for them, delivery ratio is very, very crucial, because A, they will lose the customer. They will lose the customer like Akriti, who is trying to depend on the ESP provider. and hence they will have to do everything in the back end to get this done. I can show you some examples here. Come over. LinkedIn. Are they using an email service provider or do they have an in-house service provider? You can find out. Signed by LinkedIn, message digest, no reply, linkedin.com. So that's where it's going from. So that's LinkedIn. If I were to really pick up another, Kotak Security, where are they sending it from? Kotak.com, absolutely no problem. In-house server because it's a banking establishment. They don't want to give out the data. That's what I see in most of the cases with my clients too. Swiggy has sent an email. Swiggy, what type of infrastructure are they using? In-house again. No sent by via so and so so and so. It is directly coming in from the Swiggy platform. And let's see some more. Okay, there's no via here, right? Okay, SendGrid. They're using a SendGrid as a service provider to mail it out. Yes, there are plenty of other service providers too. Swati, this is definitely eFin. Okay, so eFin has been utilized to send out, and that's their own infrastructure that they're using. As you could see, it's all going there. Even a reply is being tracked from their own server. How do I show you? Okay, Pratik uses a service provider as well. Okay, so let's say Pratik has sent me an email, and as you could see here, BM server 3, so and so, so and so. Okay, so that's one. Sent via. Okay, so let's go in here and see Pratik. He writes wonderful emails. Okay. You should log out and log in. Me? What happened? See here, mailed via mlsend3.com. Who do you think these guys are? Who do you think? ESP provider? Absolutely, ESP provider. What name is the ESP provider? What's the name of the ESP provider? How do you hunt them down? Very simple. Go here, drop that in, and you will be quickly led to MailerLite. So ML stands for MailerLite, sending from server number 3.com. Clear? That's exactly how things work. So if you're doing it on your own, you better have the infrastructure ready. If you're not capable or you don't have the awareness on what is required to get that infrastructure in the right order, then you'll have to depend on the service provider. They have made a provision to set up everything right from the system, and they will use their own system to execute the campaign out. So sender's email ID varies depending on how it is being sent. See, now I'm not really concerned about who's sending it because it's coming in from digital defined via. Okay, now that makes a lot of sense. So which means it's coming through Uber cab, it's coming through Ola cab. I'm fine with it. Irrespective of where Jet Airways you're coming in or Air Asia you're picking up, I care a damn about it. You're in my destination. Fantastic. Thank you very much. And your identity is very, very clear. Identity is I'm digital defined. You getting my point? Class started. Oh yeah, it did. 7:30. 7:30. We log in early. We log in early with questions. That's all it is. Good, everyone. Class started already. 7:30 special classes for non-IIM titles. And people don't have time, busy schedule, picking up just the material. 8 o'clock, your today's material will start. Until then, if you have a question that's bothering you, you're free to come at 7:30 and prick my brain. Clear? You will be teaching us this proper infrastructure, right? Of course, I do. Of course. That's why I said yesterday, please wait. Because yesterday you were very excited saying that the class was great because it was just the introduction. We were only forming. Today we will be storming. Yeah, we'll be beating each other. Come, come, come. I'll show you how. You know that structure, right? This is the structure that HR follows. HR team, I mean, any proper HR who's done that qualified HRs, I mean, forming, storming, and then you go to norming, and then you come to performing. It's a long, long process to go. Yesterday, which is like Tuesday when you came in, you were forming. You were just getting to know who's who. Today, we will go and storm. And you will see a lot of people quitting here. And that's what they say, don't ever quit. Even if it's the toughest, go ahead, pursue the journey, go to that end and see what is what. But some people will give up right here. So the 25, 28, 35, it's a 1 day story for me. First module, half the class dismissed. Why? Because they wanted to look for lullabies. Go to sleep, my baby. Because it's 8 o'clock, no? Go to sleep, my baby. Should have been the song there. But this guy is making me run. Okay, so they will quit here and they will run to a PPT show. Okay, the others will continue to be here and they will normalize on the second module. From the third module onwards, you will see that they are already on the performance route. Fourth module, they're up and shining. They're superstars. You getting me? Okay. Well, sit back and rejoice. We're going to come there and storm together today. Because now we're going to go into a little more deeper understanding about email infrastructure. Yeah, whether you like it or not, my work is to show you that, what is the truth, and I will show you the truth. You go back and apply, cut and paste that into different proposals and win your clients. Win your clients. Okay, good evening, Ankit. Did I miss anyone? Amandeep, I think pretty much everybody. Boski, good morning. I hope I pronounced your name right. One more question. Shoot. I hope it's less than 30 seconds to answer it. Shazia, good evening. Sai, good evening. Sudipta, good evening. Umesh, offline, good evening. Just now I greeted you as well. 20 seconds and I have a question being awaited. Right? How can a plugin destroy a campaign? Oh, it can. It can. It can be a simple plugin which can destroy the campaign. You want to see the truth? Come with me. Come with me. Let's go to the same guy, which is the AirAsia. AirAsia. And I'm going to pick up AirAsia campaign here. Same campaign, right? I'm going to click on it. Leads me to the landing page. Supposedly it has to open it up. But unfortunately, this gentleman here, including the other 15 to 20% of the gentlemen or maybe ladies who know how to use their computers a little better than the normal usage, would have had a plugin. And that plugin is now destroying that CPC campaign which is coming in here. You see that? EDM, EFIN is tracking that particular URL. They should have done the URL tracking a little better because my plugin is blocking that URL from tracking anything. Okay, so I'm going to enable that tracker and say, let that advertisement come over. Let it go. Enter. Watch. Landing page opens up. Akriti, there are no accidents. With that, we start our day. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and thank you very much for coming back into the second module. This please repeat will happen at 9:30. With me, after 9:30, we will go and do all that little magics that we want to really learn from. Right? Perfect. So let's get started. On Tuesday, we looked at a few beginner setup activities, and I want to see if you really caught up with that particular first module. This is like a recap in our Indian television series. It's called Pichle Hafte Kya Hua, Kya Hua, Kya Hua, something like that. So we're going to go back and see what happened last week, which is Tuesday. 1 day is good enough to wipe clean some of the memory. I've seen people literally cleaning it up and coming back with a fresh hard drive. just that it boots up and has the basic memory. The rest is all wiped clean. They'll go back to the old learning again. So, in order to see that we are picking up all of it, repetition is important. And let's go back and see what we had covered or discovered on the Tuesday module, which is the first half of the module. Okay, you were shown a landscape. How many phases were there in the landscape? How many phases? Not bad. Define the phases for me. Like in, what's in the first phase? Just the outline is enough for me. Just the outline. Email database ESP. Super, Anshul. Good job. Good job. Well done. Well done. Super cool. Phase 2, please. What's in the phase 2? It's a deliverability. There was a cop. There's a firewall. Super. It's the transition phase through the cops. Fantastic. Check post. It's a Bermuda Triangle. Fantastic. Good job. Whatever you can recall and remember, because we haven't really gone inside it deeper. That's how the phase 2 should be remembered. Phase 2 is a Bermuda Triangle or Bermuda Pyramid. I think it's a triangle, Bermuda Triangle. According to the theory, I think it's proof as well, because there's a lot of aircrafts and ships and whatnot has gone through that particular juncture and never returned. And never returned. Is that our case with our emails too? We want to know, because there's no shooting in the dark. This praying and sitting down and praying for miracle to happen, that's a bad marketing strategy or a tactic. We got to get to the databases. We got to get the marketing data to find out what's happening with the campaign, every inch of it. And the reason why marketeers love digital marketing is because, to a certain extent, it's not completely trackable, but to a certain extent, compared to the offline media, this online media can be tracked step by step, inch by inch. Okay, now if that is trackable, and we are going to really look into what that is in the second module to come, which is on today, we will see the first half, and tomorrow, which is next Tuesday, you will see that there's another cop that we will be investigating upon. Okay, phase 3. What's on the phase 3? It's whether inbox or spam folder. It's the result. It's the outcome. That's where your CMO asks you, where's the money, champion? Where's the money? I gave you 1 lakh. You said you wanted to procure a database. You wanted the best service provider. You bought all of that. Where's the money? Show me the returns that we gotten after we executed the campaign. That can be answered only if we get the phase 1 and the phase 2 accurately right. If we don't get that accurately right, then your face would be very small in front of the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer, because you don't have the right answers to it, because you picked up email marketing because somebody else told you email works well, but it did not. So let's go back and connect with the logic one by one and see how that was. When we picked up an email from phase number 1, we saw that we could use a Gmail account and execute 5,000, 50,000 odd emails. Why are people really looking at corporate email IDs? I don't know. How true am I? I can pick up a Gmail and execute 5,000, 50,000 odd emails in a day. Why are people not using it? Am I right or wrong? A simple Gmail account, only 150. You may say it very quietly. Only 150 allowed. And there's capping, Nityanand. There is restriction. There is credibility, perhaps, right? Maybe you have a special credit there so to execute campaigns, but it's definitely not possible. Let's get that very, very straight in your mind, saying that using a Gmail account, whether it's a paid Gmail account or an unpaid Gmail account, you definitely cannot write on it on bulk emails, because there is restriction. And the restrictions are broken down into multiple elements. One, 150 emails from your Gmail account to other domains. It can be Hotmail, Yahoo, or any other corporate domain that you're trying to use. 1,000 email from a Gmail to another Gmail, full stop. Like in a period. There's no room for discussion there. If there is anything that is supposed to be done like in incrementing the number of emails that is going out, must come in from the Google owners, the stakeholders who are the owners there on Google Gmail. I can't really do this, or nor can you have control over it. Let's get that straightened. And that's what we saw yesterday. We also had to look at the database. We said we will do some Google searches and we can pick up some data from LinkedIn. We showed you that, and I also told you that it will come in on the fourth module. We'll work around it and see how we can churn out segmented data for free using Google interfaces. The other element there was database have to go through permission. Entire community now is looking at just one half of the scenario, which is permission based email marketing. Very important. Yeah, trust me. If you were to really look at the ROI, who else will give you ROI than the fans of Shah Rukh Khan? It sells in the United States. For all you know, Rajnikant's movie will sell in the Japanese industry very well, because they're still trying to find out how on earth can Rajnikant break the gravity and fly on top of the trees. Okay, so that's the Japanese part of it. We are viewing it, right? So the database has to be coming in from two types of permission. And one type of permission that you're looking at Amandeep and Archana calling out is explicit permission. Opt-in data. People who are fans, crazy fans of Rajnikant, will go and watch the movie, irrespective of what is there or what is not there. It will come. So that's explicit permission. But the ones who are not a fan of Rajnikant or Salman Khan or anybody else, the celebrities that you can think of, how about them? That's implicit permission. Why is this story untold? Why is this story hidden? Because there's no books on it. Because it's a complex, understanding on how things work there. It's not going to go ahead and say you go outside now, look at the sky, face the sky with your hands up, and say, God, please rain. Send some rain. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Similarly, implicit permission has to be handled very, very differently. There will have to be multiple communications to those people. They will have to be informed very well about your product and services, educated, and then go back and ask them saying, are you now willing to buy? The probabilities are very high that they might buy. Okay, so which means a systematic handling is required when it comes to implicit permission. Explicit permission, they have already told you saying that they are diehard fans of your company. Why will they not buy? Okay, so that's exactly how you differentiate the databases. Now, we'll go back and see the other half of the story. When we look at the email, we were evaluating AirAsia and quite a lot of other companies there. We looked at an email and we said there is some information that is very, very vital. Very vital. What are those information? Like, I'll give you a clue. Starts with from. Thank you very much. I don't really have to say anything. Pretext is one. Very good. Fill in the other gaps, because that's the last element on what people can see. Pretext. It's called the header information. Forget the spelling errors. No problem, because I'm not your Shakespeare to teach you grammar. Forget it. For all you know, I understand the intent behind it. I know how fast you're typing. Good. It's called the header information. That's the headline, like in a container. When you open or unwrap the container, you see from name, from email ID, subject line, and then the pretext. Now, looking at that, people will go back and see your credentials, trustworthiness, credibility, offer, their emotions being triggered or not triggered, all of that estimated in just those 4 or 5 elements. Period. And then comes thereafter your evaluation on why people did not act on it and how you can improve your content. Should you design it well? All that can be looked into later. But you initially have to look at the header information and make people click on your email. And that's very, very crucial. We're going to be looking at that in a little more, closely, and see how that works out. Come with me and see the rest of the half we have. Okay, so Gmail said no to us. Gmail said, like you confirmed, that Gmail cannot execute the campaigns because there's set of limitations. Now I'm going to change the server here and say, why should we just look at the Gmail and all the others? Why not go ahead and create your own domains? which is a corporate extension, right? Your company name at yourcompanyname.com. Any company name that you can think of can be utilized in this interface here, and you can execute a campaign using that particular setup. Will I then be able to send 5,000 odd emails and above? I need to know. Okay, so which means I need to know what is the first step in order to really create a corporate domain. Can you help me create a corporate domain? I need an email ID that ends with the companyname.com, and I'm ready to go to any service provider that you tell me. Okay, so go to GoDaddy. Okay, Dheeraj actually has what do you call it? Gunjan actually has an email ready. Okay, good. Thank you very much. That's how the domain looks like. Fantastic. Go to GoDaddy. Go to Mailchimp. No, Mailchimp is currently just accept saying, tell your mind saying Mailchimp is not the guy. MailChimp is not the guy. Why? We'll come back and refer that in a minute's time. So, Greg, for now, just say MailChimp is not the guy who can give you a corporate email setup. Bluehost is right, GoDaddy is right, and anything else that you can think of is right. So when you're setting up a corporate domain, here's what is required. I need a person, I need a company who actually Outlook will be Outlook software will be a bad idea, but Outlook.com, which actually helps you create the 360, Windows 360, something like that, Outlook 360, that is the right one. Okay, so how do we get such email IDs? Info at 5K Consulting. I need to know. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. Preferably without this. Okay, here we go. So this is exactly how it is. The email should look like. So what do I need? Inventories to keep in mind is I need a hosting service provider. I need a hosting service provider. Now these hosting service providers have two capabilities. One, they can help you host your domain. Host your domain. They also give you space to store your website pages, right? 5 GB, 10 GB, and most of it is good enough. 5 GB or 2 GB itself is good enough to run a 20 page, 50 page website. Okay, so they will give you the space as well. And some service providers are capable of also providing you with mailing server. Okay, sometimes you may want to split all these services from each another. Hosting, domain registration can be done with one. Your web store can be done with another. Your mailing server can be done with another service provider. Can be possible. You can do that, or you can just go at one shop and then get all of this done. And I see that there is one place where you can get all of this done. There are plenty of other places too, but I'm saying this is easier. When you go back and see the number of years they have spent working around the same interfaces, quite a lot of experience. Google started to trust in. So if Google can trust it, I think nothing like it. Because if they were to benchmark them based on the number of downtime, they've never let any of the customers go past 0 point seconds, which is the downtime that they're establishing. But compared to all the other service providers, maybe the downtime can be 1 minute, 2 minutes. That's very, very high in the service level agreements they have with the client. And hence, GoDaddy stands up in terms of how they kept up the benchmark in terms of all the websites and all the clients uptime. 99.9999% of the time it's uptime. So GoDaddy would be one of those interfaces. But you can go ahead and hunt a few more. You can go ahead and hunt a few more by just saying GoDaddy. GoDaddy, and before you type GoDaddy, just say related to GoDaddy.com. It'll quickly pick up. What Google will do is Google will quickly run a check on all the keywords here, and based on the keywords, aligns all the competition for you. Here we go. And some of the names I think you guys also called out. These are some of the names that you can pick up, which is competitor. Similar services, Big Rock, HostGator, Bluehost, all of them right here. Bluehost, HostGator, Rackspace, yeah, plenty of other service providers. Like I said, there are close to about 200 odd plus service providers. The ones that are not seen here are the Rajas, some hosting Raja.com, some Maharaja. There are plenty of names. Anyone can start up a company now using proper infrastructure. They have a fanciful name there. Cost is coming down in terms of how they storing information. The cost is already cheaper at the branded companies like GoDaddy, Yahoo, and various other locations. On top of it, you still get discounts if you see a smaller service provider who's coming up. But quality, backup, and plenty of other things are at what do you call risk at your end if you're really looking at costing. So you may want to really stick to some service provider's name and get that done. Some good service providers who you can rely. GoDaddy. All my mailing domains that we create for campaigns are residing on GoDaddy. So you can just imagine. Okay, here we go. Once you come in here, it only asks you one question. What's the company name that you're looking for? Okay. Email marketing training in Bangalore will help me in my SEO as well, right? Because the keyword URL is one of the places where it checks for the keyword, right? You can pick this up and search for it. I want to know if this domain is available. It will quickly say, oh yeah, you bet that domain is available. Would you like to pick it up? Oh yeah, I want to, because this is my recognition now. Because if I am conducting training, email marketing training only, and I can pick up this keyword and start optimizing it. 1 or 2 pages, that's it. And when somebody's typing this keyword, it quickly will come up on the search engine because it's a URL that I'm working on, not just the meta tags and other keywords. Good, fantastic strategy. I want to pick this up. I'm going to click this button here saying, okay, go ahead, add me in. I go to my checkout page. I need to have a login here and it'll ask you what's your username, password. Just go ahead and finish that. What exactly is search engine optimization? Isn't that the question that you'll have to ask at your search engine class? Anirudh? Yeah, please. You're asking an elephant how a cat walks. Yes. So cat class is at a different stage, but maybe at 9:30 I can help you out a little. Right. Cool. So here we go. It brings up, and it also brings up a few other domains that I've been working around. Here's your pricing. If you're picking up one here, just 1 year, then the total cost will be $960. One entire year. It's like your pan pizza cost, or maybe a medium sized pizza cost, right? That's all. One entire year, you're the owner of that particular domain. Okay. If you buy it for 2 years, there's a quick discount that they're giving you 99 rupees for first year, and for the second year, they will bill you 960. That's an offer. So if you can pick up that offer, go ahead. If you want to really get that 2 years offer, if not, you can just change that to saying, hey, no, I would like to keep it as 1 year. You bill me whatever you guys are billing. So it says, well, for the first year, I think we'll give you, $600. You're okay to save about 360 here. What I missed? Oh, plenty. That's just to keep you interested. Nothing actually. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say proceed, and then it quickly will tell me what are the procedures to buy this, and I can go ahead and cut this. No, I got it, ma'am. Sit back, ma'am. I think we just got started. I normally wait till about 8:15, ma'am. We just got started. 5 minutes is what we are in there, right? It asks you to fill up all the details, and then once you cart it, your job is done, right? Here, when you're picking up the carting, it will also ask you saying, would you like to add up additional services? For example, let me show you that. Okay, so along with this, would you like to add up additional offers? Like there are plenty of other domains that you can buy here. When you scroll down furthermore, it will ask you saying, would you like to host this website, email, infrastructure, blah, blah, blah. You can check and say yes, or you can say no to it. Okay, I work on GoDaddy without my past login because it understands my behavior on what type of things I've bought so far. Email, marketing, training, Bangalore search. Yes, it always asks you. Yeah, I know, sir. Now it doesn't. So it knows my behavior though. Okay, I've clicked on the cart here. That's the product I would like to buy. But here's what is the offer for anyone who's coming in for the first time. Does it still recognize me? No. Okay, 2 years plan. I'm scrolling down recommended service. Would you like to, be found on Google search engine and all the others? Or if you want to add up any other products, it is surprisingly not showing me mailing server. It normally would. Can someone try from your computer? Who's good on the computers? I can come to your computer if you already have a software. Greg is just getting up. Jyoti, good evening. May we come to your computer? Can you help us? All the other web, I can't. Shazia, you're having the software of GoToMeeting. Can you show us the GoDaddy screen? Okay, if this is going to take 10 minutes for to seek an answer, then I would say, oh, Jyoti is there. Okay, fantastic. Jyoti, I can share. Ankit, I'm coming to your computer. But I hope you downloaded the software. No, Ankit. You're actually on this Chrome plugin. So if I send you a request, it'll ask you to download. So I'm going to go to Jyoti and find out if she can help us. Rahul is there? Rahul, hold on. Yeah, Rahul, I'm coming to your computer. I'm making you a presenter. Please go ahead. Okay, there you go. I've sent you the request. Please accept the request. Jyoti, and thank you very much for volunteering. GoDaddy. Thank you so much. And go a little slow. I know you're very fast. But remember, you're training people now. We can only see half your screen. Can you maximize this somehow? We can only see half the screen, isn't it? Can you all see the entire? Okay, there you go. Fantastic. Good job. Good job. Now, please type in some domain that you're searching for, any domain for that matter. Digital marketing in no space. Digital marketing in Bangalore. Oh, that'll be a keyword that they would have picked up. Is also available. Wow, fantastic. Digital marketing Bangalore is available. Go ahead, pick it up. Fantastic. You're doing well. Continue carting. For all you know, you might be a senior profile. Sorry about it, and thank you for helping us. Okay. Oh, phenomenal. I think they have made some changes. They have made some changes in how we work along. Yeah. Good. Good. Okay. So it's the same interface that I showed you as well. I was thinking that it is because they have started reading through my behavior. Well, they give you opportunity to actually add up a domain here, and once you go inside, I think that's when they ask you for paid version and unpaid version. They're like, would you like to add a email domain along with it? Would you like to add a website hosting along with it? Yes. Thank you very much, Rahul. I'll jump out now. Thank you so much for helping us see through it. Right. So once you come in here, I think that's where these guys will try and find out, saying if there's any add-ons that you would require, and accordingly start upselling. For example, let's say these are from one of my logins, and I'm going to go click on one of those email domains here. This is not a campaign login. I think they give you mailing option when you go to manage the domain. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely, ma'am. Yeah, you're right. Here we go. I think this is where they start asking you to upgrade, upsell. See these? premium certified ownership, yeah, an extra mailing bundle, domain certification, email hosting, and plenty of other things that gets added on to what you're trying to be buying from. So which means GoDaddy will be a one-stop solution if you're really looking at hosting it, creating an email, looking at a professional plan, 20 GB. Yeah, that's exactly what they're offering. This is post you buy it. Okay, good. Fantastic. Do you have a domain that is already registered? Any one of you here? I asked you to do that homework. That I see. Yes, fantastic. Can I have your username and password? Can I have your username and password to your domain so that we could start working around it and start working? Okay, good. Share your username and password with us, please. My domain was taken, so never mind. I think you can take time and creatively think. But here, watch the process and what needs to be done after you register the domain in order to set up your email infrastructure, a corporate email infrastructure. We'll show you that in the screen live demo. Depends again how fast you can do all of this. Come on. Just went to GoDaddy. Okay, I have purchased. Oh, cool. Arunlab.in. All right, is available. I can't make decision for your company. I think you're the sole proprietor right now. Once you share the what do you call partnership with me 50-50, then I can make decision for you. For now, go ahead, buy it. Can I send my username and password? Sure. Whichever comes first gets the job done. Because I don't have any restrictions here. Is an AWS account the same thing? No. AWS is for those, what do you call, technical people, little BE guys kind of people, yeah? It's not made for beginners. Personally, I couldn't really navigate through that entire setup. That's exactly how the scenario is. But it's a very easy interface to sit and work around. But Amazon web servers are made for second level computer users. Okay, good. So here we go. This is the username for GoDaddy. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the GoDaddy here. Jyoti, I'll have to let go of that. Maybe you may want to watch the 50% liability as well. Yeah, no liabilities, only. Yeah, I think let's take the thing. Yeah, go ahead. 50-50 meaning liabilities and as well as your equity partnership. 33% and above, full on. I have the rights. I'm your 50-50 kind of partner. Okay, username, password. Okay, so that's the password. Okay, signing in. Okay, cool. I'm in. Ladies and gentlemen, the process again. The process again as to what needs to be done in order to set up your own infrastructure. I'm going to take you to a new interface here and show you this. I need to see if the hosting service provider provides all of this together, right? All under one umbrella, which is GoDaddy. I can go ahead and buy this, right? The domain, there would be a cost. So to host your domain, there's a cost. To have the spaces, I think, is a package which comes along with your domain package by default. If you want extra space, you need to go ahead and buy that. For a mailing server, they charge you about 49 rupees per email ID. 49 bucks per email ID. So imagine if you have about 21 people in your organization, that's roughly about 1029 every month into 12 months. That's about 13,000 odd rupees that you'll have to cough up every year in order to sustain all the 21 email IDs that you're likely to create. Sometimes it might be just 4 or 5 email IDs, but still it's going to be heavy on your pocket because according to GoDaddy, they will charge you 49 bucks for every single email ID created. When you take the same domain from Google, Google will bill you 150 bucks for every email ID or every user that you create because they bring you a load of apps together along with your email domain. So hence they will charge you more. So the cheapest that I see here is 49 bucks. But there's one more thing. Hosting, pay the cost. packages, whatever website that you're going to be looking at, I'm not really worried about it right now because I'm not taking your web development classes. Once that comes in, we probably can look at those things. For now, I'm concerned about my mailing delivery because I need a post office which will send and receive communication in one place. And I also want to eliminate this cost and make it free for the next 21 users that I bring in on board. Wouldn't that be a great offer? Somebody telling you saying that you don't have to really pay anything for the next 21 users you bring in. What do you think? Excited? So come, let's go and see how we can help the owner of this particular domain. I forgot his name. It had different pronunciation there. That's good. Is that what your name is? I don't think. Alagu. Yeah. Alagu, you're okay with the free domain, or you want to pay and have your email ID created? Because this you're the owner of this, so let us know. You already, I can pay as I know. I Sir, if you really think about it, when it comes to that level, we will have to cough up the money. I'm saying, would you like a free setup? Do you have a current email setup that is running on this? Have you already activated an email package on this domain? I repeat the question again. I don't think I have started one. Okay, good. So I will give you the free opportunity, but I need your consent. Say yes or say no. Would you like to see the setup? Okay, fantastic. All right, good. Now let's go and take a look at how we can set up this domain. So like I said, I need a service provider who can provide me a mailing server as well as a hosting capacity, right? Here I picked up the hosting from GoDaddy. But this one I'm going to shift to Zoho Mail. Let's see how we can do that. Come with me. So this is the domain that we are likely to be working on. Is it the .com or is it the .in? Which one do you think? The .in. Okay, so we can work on the .in. Okay. So once you come into .in, I'm going to be randomly, see, when you're looking at the screen for the first time, it'll look like a very alien kind of setup. Yeah, it is, because we are victims of similarity and familiarity. If we are used to seeing something, then we love it. If we don't or aren't used to seeing something, we ignore it, or we want to completely run away from that environment. But that's not going to help you in your learning environment. You got to be exposed to new things. You have to allow time to see through it. You don't have to touch anything, but you can just go through it 10 times. If you look at the screen, you're already familiarizing with this platform, and you'll have nothing else, but you'll find it easy to navigate around. Okay, so initial setup is on the DNS, domain name service. So I come in here and take a look at the entire setup. Sometimes it's all Greek and Latin here. Let it be as it is. Now, as you could see, GoDaddy is already having some mail post office already made ready, which is Mail Exchange. MX stands for Mail Exchange. There's a setup that is already existing. So, but we can't really use this setup when we are setting up our own post office. So I'm going to actually delete these post offices and say thank you for this post office, but I want to bring in my own post office. Delete. Okay, I'm going to bring in my own post office, and that post office will come in from Zoho Mail. Like I said, go to Zoho Mail. Before I start the process, everybody following through? Everybody okay? Alrighty, cool. Thank you so much. Okay, so as you could see here, I'm on Zoho Mail homepage. But since I said it's all for free, don't take me by my words. Go to the pricing page and check it yourself. Here we go. They recommend that you want to be on paying mode, which is $200 a month annually billed, right? Or you can just pick it up for free, and there's a smiley around, so which means it's okay. We can give you that 25 emails. We're not going to really lose out on anything. Okay, 5 GB per user. That means 5 GB per email ID is what is the storage you have, and it's only for single domain hosting. You can't have multiple domains that you're bringing in, but there's only one domain. That is good enough for you to get started. Click the button sign up. Okay, it's going to ask you some questions saying, hey, which domain are you trying to register in? Are you the owner of this domain? Because if this particular free email ID is existing, I can go ahead and register one for infosys.com, ibm.com, apple.com. I can start setting up email IDs on that, but I can't really do it because I don't have the keys to the username and password where it is hosted. This is where it's hosted. So if I have the username and password, only then will I have access to it. If not, it's impossible for me to say or answer these questions that these guys are asking me. So I'm going to drop this domain here and say that's my domain I would like to register. And it says, okay, fantastic. We're loading to see if this comes over. There you go. It comes in. And then it says, what's your first name, please? Arun. So I need your first name. Arunlab.in is good. That's good. Um, Domain name. Okay, got it. And your last name? Okay, cool. What would your email ID be? The first email ID that you'd like to create? Would that be your pet name that you're calling yourself with? Alagu? See, oh wow, fantastic. I like that. I like the sound of it. Okay, cool. What's your number, please? Your number. Because an identification will come in, like in OTP. Okay, you're very fast, yeah. Dear CEO. Oh, they don't allow me to paste this. 940. Wow. 98940 99998. Your password. I'm getting that password in a minute. Okay, there you go. Please re-enter that password. Okay. I'm signing up. Let's go started. Alagu, I have sent you the password, sir. And please send me your verification code. This is your step-by-step instructions on how to set up your domain. I hope you're following through. See that recording multiple times, you should be fine. Okay, I have verified. And it says, okay, well, I have quite a lot of things to offer for you, but let's get started with your mail setup. Okay, so I'm going to click on the mail setup. I need two people here. This is the guy who's providing me with the post office. This guy is the guy who registered the domain. That's GoDaddy. And I'm also working with Zoho. And it says, first things first, I need to know if you're the owner of this. I know I've established connection with you with your phone number. I've sent you a unique identification code, and that was perfectly fine. So in case if you're playing with me, I will come back and nab you using the phone. Okay, good. But I would like to know if you're the owner of this. Who's the hosting service provider? See, when you're setting up a post office, you may want to really pick up the ones that these guys are okay working with. Look at the one on the first chart. GoDaddy is on top. One and one, which is Google also wants to register domains using them. Enorm, Google certifies again, saying that these guys are good. And quite a lot of other service. Bluehost is one amongst them. But if you see closer, HostGator is not part of this. The Big Rock guys are not part of this. that's going to take a little more time for you to work around them, because they make it look like it's a complex rocket science to really set it up. So try and see which service provider you'd like to work with. GoDaddy, and it says, if you're the owner of this domain, I would like you to paste this particular string on the domain that is available for you. Okay, and that has to be coming in on a text method. So I'm going to go take the text route. It says, please pick up the name, host, alias, or text and paste this in, which is blank or @ sign, and then paste this code there, please. Okay, got it. I'm going to go here on the under the DNS zone. I want to click on add a record. Okay. Okay, add a record, and I am looking for a name here, like in a C name. The host is at, point to this particular domain. Click on finish. Okay. All right. Sorry. I got it. So let's go back here and pick up this one. Blank. Zoho. Host. I see the host here at, point to so and so. Finish. A valid host or a sub. Okay. Bear with me for a moment. It's ideally supposed to be a record. CNAME method. Okay. And that's exactly what these guys are saying as well. 300 seconds. It is either a host or the point. I know, sir, but it's not allowing me currently. Okay. Point to so and so. And I'm gonna keep that as it is. And it says Zoho we can't allow. Okay. Gonna cancel this again. Pick up a C name here. Okay, let's go from here. CNAME alias it's saying. Okay, but anyway, @ sign or leave it blank. Point to. Okay, so leaving it blank it doesn't allow, so I have to finish that. And it says, sorry, you will have to have a domain there. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to go back to check the domain status here. All that is fine. Okay, so the domain mailing is going to so and so, forwarded. Okay, so this is currently being forwarded to arunlab.com. Okay, can I take this out? Can I take the forwarding out from Arun Lab? You can take that out. Okay, got it. Save changes. Want to just make sure that it's all gone. Yeah, there you go. Let's go in here now. Okay. Click on CNAME at, point to, paste Zoho. Interesting. It threw me out again. Okay. Log into the registrar. Leave a blank there. This is what you need to be pasting. Okay, so that's the same thing that we have here. Copy, editable, reduce that to 300 seconds. Okay, 300 seconds. Let's go and try that out. Surprising, Jyoti. If we can't fix this, we come to yours. Okay, custom 300 seconds. Okay, no, no, no. I will need another registration, but I'll have to find out. I need a little more time to find out why this guy is not allowing it. Okay, but can't do this on the live class. I will store your username and password for a minute. I mean, for a day, and then probably try and check this out. Right, Arun? Sorry, Alogo. Yeah, I will do this offline. Jyoti, you have your username and password. Zoho must have sent you an email. Please, hold on to that same login. I'm going to sign out now. You can start from where you left. I'll try and see this offline. Oh, who else has a domain? Anyone else has purchased a domain and has access to it and has not done anything at all? If not, I'll show you mine. I have one. Okay. Share your username and was not getting to understand your voice breaking from the last 10 minutes. Definitely not my internet, ma'am. I think I'm working on a good bandwidth here. But if you still think that I need to change my network, I can do that. Do you want me to? Whoever has it, share it with me. Come on, you'll have to do it as quickly as possible. Ma'am, I'm on a different network again. Right? Both the networks I pay a premium to actually be there only to supply internet. So please check your internet in the backend if my audio is still breaking up. Thank you. In the meantime, Ankit or awaiting name.
Muted. Unmuted.
Ankit or the awaiting name. Whoever brings up the username and password, I shall start working around them. Come on, do it. Now voice gone. No, it's coming back. I'm in the all clear. Yeah. I'm far away from the network, but still I have about 100 to manage. Okay. I don't see you. Okay, there. Fantastic. Thank you so much. I just said that and I got a chat applet here, some information around. You can show us from yours. I know that will be a lot more easier. But when you set up from scratch, wouldn't that be more helpful? That's what I'm trying to achieve here. Yeah, it's easy to go back and show you an existing one compared to a brand new setup. So let me see this. I think the username is this, and then comes the password. Okay, perfect. In case if we can't get this, then we can use the other one. Thank you. Oh no, incorrect. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and find out another. Sorry, Ankit, I couldn't really get that done, right? Because it said password wrong. Awaiting name. Okay, so this is here, but I think it's already set up with the Office 360. Office 360 already up and running. I don't think you need another mailing server. It's already running. Office 365 is already running. Rosalina, ma'am, you already have an email ID set up here, correct? Oops, I didn't set up. Oh, they already have set it up, and I think the expiration is coming in on 2018. They'll bill you again. Okay, so good. I think you should go ahead and check that out. And once you finish that, we will try and see what can be done there. Okay, no problem, no problem. I'll show you one that is existing, but I'll make it look like we have a new registration. All right, come with me. Okay, I signed in just like how I did. I am now going to go inside my domain, which is manage your domain. I'm going to pick up one of the domains here, fresh lime soda, or two fresh lime soda. This is a generic account. This is not the emails that we send out from. DNS server. I'm going to delete pretty much all of it so that you don't get to see whatever is there and what is not there. Taking it out. Okay, there you go. Discarded. Save change. I'm pulling off the other setups as well, making it look like I don't own anything here, right? It's like a fresh domain that we are starting off the game with. Secure nets out. There you go. This one goes out. Okay, perfect. I think we are good to go. Here we go. DNS comes in, all clean, records wiped out clean. And that's something that we can do anytime when you want to really go back and start your own. Get started. Okay, for free, sign up. The domain that I'm going to be working on is freshlimesoda.co.in. That's another consulting idea we're still working on. Okay, the domain already is associated with this particular account. Would you like to sign in? Okay. Interesting. I hope you got the password right this time. It's my domain. Okay. No, I couldn't actually use that. Even if I'm deleting out all of that, I'll have to delete the Zoho account as well. Pretty interesting situation. But we'll sweat it out, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want the easy route. Come with me. We have another awaiting name has sent another setup. I think it is Mamta. No. No. Mamta. Password wrong, Mamta. I'll try this. Is there a unique ID, like in a number or something, that it's asking you? Please try again. Okay, trying this with this. Okay, no, refresh it. No, I'm on incognito window, so it shouldn't really matter. Have you logged in already? If it is, just take that out. Jump out. Just log out. Log out of your account. Just logged out. Fantastic. I'm trying this again. With the password. Sign in. Fingers crossed. Oh, okay. No. All right. I'll show you the procedure then. So once you drop your domain in here, it's going to ask you what's your first name and last name. Fill up your first name and last name. Give it a name that you want to identify your email as. CEO is one of those emails that we picked up earlier. Pick up that. Drop your phone number. It will send you a quick identification number saying identify yourself that you own this particular domain. So once you get that property thing done, you will be given a set of instructions that you need to follow through, which is it would ask you to sign into your GoDaddy account and drop a particular code that is your code. You may try mine, it will work, but it has to be a fresh one, sir. There's no point in using a one that is already up and running. We want to show up a setup which is not done yet. You with me, Brijesh? It's fresh. Okay. All right, so give me yours. It's a web host. No, 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 no. Okay, I think I'll show you that at 9:30. Trying to find out another domain. But for now, let's look through the process. Clear, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at the process. 9:30, if there is one password which gets in, okay, we'll show you the entire setup. For now, I want you to pay attention to the process. Would you? Give me a shout. Yeah. Right. Perfect. 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 I'll show you the entire setup right from ground zero. But for now, I think we should settle down with the one that is opening up, because as you could see, I'm close to 9. Yeah. All right. So once you come in here, this is where your panel is, right? You may, let's say that the setup looks a little different, but you can alter the way that your setup, you want to see the setup. By clicking on the domains, you can go ahead and say, change that from, grilled look or to the list. I like the list because it gives you a little more grip on what you're working on rather than the grilled version. So I'm going to go pick this up and say 2 fresh lime soda. I'm going to click on the DNS, domain name service. This is where pretty much all the identification has to be done. Zoho will first give you saying drop this particular key and tell us whether you drop this particular key and is it working or not working. Right. Once this key is being incorporated, Zoho will quickly acknowledge saying that we have verified this particular key which is supposed to be pasted in your login. You have pasted it and you are the right owner of that. So which means a key is an important element to be identified here in order to continue your setup with Zoho. That's level 1. The other level is, in order to set up your infrastructure right, you need to add up a code called SPF, Sender Policy Framework. I repeat again, Sender Policy Framework. Take a look at this. I'll send you this configuration details as well, so that you get to see a little more closely as to how we can set this up. Very, very important. What's a CNAME? That's how your domain is being identified. A CNAME is where you point out let's say www.soandso.com. Now, when you're going in there, you want to really say that this particular domain, whatever you want to do, directions, go left, go right, take a U-turn, all of that can be done using the CNAME. A crucial place where you set up your post box and say post box ping directly to this particular IP, and from there send and receive emails for me. And all of that setup comes in from the CNAME perspective. A is another, A is another. Now we're not going to go deeper there, but what we need to know is a CNAME will give you direction saying where the post office will come in from. Is it Zoho or is it GoDaddy? You need to set that up and make it very, very clear with them. Ankit, clear? Who's your service provider, Airtel or Vodafone? I need to get that. And once you identify saying pick up all the towers from Airtel or Vodafone, you will see that your connection from your SIM card will go and pick up and start talking to all the towers that Airtel owns or Vodafone owns, depending on your service provider. So CNAME is one such thing which allows you to ping directly to that particular domain and direct them saying what you want to do with it. Okay, on an SPF, what's an SPF? This is a very valid key that is very crucial when you're sending out an email. Why is it so important? Well, let's go to this email and see why this email actually made it to the inbox in spite of all these errors that these guys got in. Pick up this drop down menu here and you will see 2 signatures that these guys have left in order to make it to the inbox. Mailed by, signed by. The signed by is your SPF, mailed by is your DKIM, the domain key authorization that you're given to say that I am the rightful owner here and I'm going to send out those emails. Very, very important. Now, what happens if you don't have these 2 things done? Let me show you some examples here. Your destination of that or such emails will be directly into spam folder. Air Specialist has made it to the spam folder, and I want to know why. You see an exclamatory mark. Sometimes it's an exclamatory mark. Sometimes it's a question mark, which means the cops will identify saying that there is something wrong with this entire setup. Now take a closer look. Mailed by is done well, but no signature found. So the cop is unsure, saying that if you're trying to ride through this particular interface, which is going through the transition mode, and at the cop's check post, these guys try to validate, show me your license. Are you the owner of these domains? they don't have a place to show that up. They have done the DKIM well, but the SPF signature is missing. So let's go back here and take a look at another Sapna Online. I think it's the same issue. Mailed by somebody, signed by somebody else. How could that be possible? It's either one identity or it's double identity, which is a bad idea again. Reliance Insurance. Let me show you one with a question mark. Uh, One with a question mark will be around here as well. Stay with me. Okay. Be careful that this is going to be a spam email too. And here in this case, look at this. Look at this mess. Whoa. That's like three people carrying saying one single email. Three different identity. I'm not Shah Rukh Khan, I'm not Amir Khan, nor am I any other actor. I am three different identities here. So it quickly puts a label saying it's a possible spam here, and I am damn sure that these guys are not the legitimate ones. These guys did it well, but that's only a report for you to see. Let me show you some with the question mark around. Okay. All right. We had a lot of them with the question mark. A question mark could be anyone having a corporate email ID here? A corporate email ID that you own and you use every day? No? Umesh, send me an email to leadsourcing@gmail.com. Send me an email to leadsourcing@gmail.com. You see this example here? You see this question mark? The cop did not identify where this email is originating from, who's behind this email. A question mark. Exclamatory mark is when you've done half of it, but you've not done the other half, which is SPF taken care of, sender policy key is found, but the DKIM, DKIM wasn't done. Take a look at this one. When you click on it, none of it was present, no digital signature of who's sending that email. And when that is found, it definitely is going to be a challenging one. The cop quickly puts a question mark saying identity could not be established. You have to go and set that up in the right way. Now let's take a look at it after some time. When we set the SPF and DKIM, you see that the email goes into the inbox without the question mark after we get these signatures done. Now, how do we get that signature done? So let's go there and take a look at where we have to really work around. When you come into this control panel here, whichever service provider you hosted, you need to make sure that the SPF, sender policy framework signature, has to be found. So why cops allowed them then? They see when a new entrant is coming in, and this person is not being identified for spam or no prior complaints about him. It's a brand new, fresh email ID, it's penetrating, and he had no past records of carrying heavy load, bulk mailing. It wasn't done, right? Very small numbers coming in for the first time. They don't want to block it, but they will send it to the user with a question mark saying, you use your discretion and find out whether you want to read emails from them or would you like to report spam. If one complaint comes in, those guys will be forever, let's say at least for the next 10 days, they will never be able to see the fate of inbox. You getting my point? They're not there to block and thrash them and work like a firewall to protect you. They're there to guide you, saying that which is a legitimate email and which is not. So they will allow those emails inside and allow you to use your discretion, saying, yeah, I like to use these guys, or maybe not, something like that. I can click on add record, and a text record needs to be added with the signature of your post office, whoever is setting up. If it is GoDaddy, GoDaddy will give you the signature. If it is Zoho, Zoho will provide you with that signature. You need to come, bring that signature, and drop that into the hosting service provider's text column. If it is not found, that means the digital signature doesn't exist. So is the DKIM. A DKIM is also another simple setup that Zoho provides you, and this signature has to be present there, failing which your email will be spotted as a spam email. Now, there are plenty of documentation that Zoho goes through. If you had shown me just one single registration, I would have shown you the entire process right there on the screen. But since we couldn't sign in anything, I really had no choice but to show you the example which is already existing. But I'm going to get into a Zoho account here, and I'll show you where to check all of these details in. I'm going to go ahead and sign into one of the accounts. There you go. And the password, drop the password in, sign in. Okay, loading. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. All right, now I'm going to go in here and take a look at the setup on how we did this. So I'm going to go here. Don't show this again. Click the button and take me to the control panel. Once I come into the control panel, I go ahead and click on the button which says domain, the number of domains I can hold and what is coming in. As you could see here, quickly gets in and says this is the domain you own. Domain has been verified. Remember that signature that we had to drop in the beginning to verify, saying that I am the owner of that domain. Verified. MX record, which is mail exchange record, which is the post office, has to be defined here, saying that it is Zoho. That is being defined. We also have the SPF, Sender Policy Framework, which is an exclamatory mark, but in this case, it's already done. I can show you that. It'll take a little while for it to process. This was this morning we got this done. DKIM, which is a digital signature again, being ticked. How do you get a DKIM? Well, when you come in here to email authentication, which is separately identified key, click the button which says DKIM, and this is the digital signature that they want you to hold on to. And this signature has to be found on your hosting service provider. Only then your email will have mailed by ticked, saying that this is coming in from this signature. You with me, ladies and gentlemen? SPF, DKIM. That's what you learned now. Two signatures, very crucial when you're setting up the login. And if it is not done by a sort of, initially that's how it will be. But if I show you the entire process and how it is set up, it will be quite easy. So, Dipta, why don't you book a domain now on GoDaddy? Please, do you place a DKIM? Where do you place the DKIM signature? Right here, sir, on the text column, text section. Click on add a record and then choose a text. Host will be the name of the domain, like in, for example, here, this is, click the edit button. Here's your hosting service, like in the host. Ayur dot underscore so and so so and so. You get that in and paste it right here, and then the digital key, which is this key. Once that comes in, it will identify. You saved my money. Okay, yeah, I think that's the feeling we wanted to create, but I'm sure you will try and work around it. And it's more importantly not just saving the money; it gives you that exposure on SPF. It's not only on my end now. You can also go taste it. I've been setting up SPFs and DKIM for so many of my client brands. Now you have a chance to actually go ahead and work around your own brand, try and make mistakes. You have 4 weeks before you leave me. You can come back and sort the problem out. The login that you're looking at it, Ayurveda, it's not mine. We were trying to sort the problem out, which is a very unique trouble that this guy went through. And finally, I had to write to Zoho this evening saying, buddy, which is a Zoho team. Just out of curiosity, aren't emails supposed to go two ways, incoming and outgoing? I've done all the setup, nothing happened. I deleted the account and the setup. I was talking like Nirupam then, or Nirupam here, and I said, I configured that again, and what's it? Is this what I get for free? And immediately check what? It was all clogged up into the server. They sent all the test messages that I've been trying to set up. And now it's both incoming and outgoing. Do we need to buy a domain? Yeah, you need to buy a domain. That's when your entire process starts. Domain, and then these guys will provide you with a mail setup, a post box where you can send and receive emails. Alrighty, cool. Now, if I send out an email from here, would this carry a signature? Let's check that out. I also asked somebody, whoever has a corporate account, to send out an email. I can't really use this as setup. So this is Thursday. Shoot. Let's go to Gmail. Gmail is a good interface to check this on rather than any other interface. I would prefer that you go ahead and check on this particular interface rather than anything else, right? Because this guy will give you a perspective on what is happening with the deliverability as well. There you go. No question mark, no exclamatory mark. So I need to find out if the signatures exist. There you go. Mailed by, signed by. Job is done. Now I'm setting up the infrastructure right. Then furthermore evaluation comes in saying what are you carrying within an email, which we will see it on the second module. For now, just be very confident about two setups that needs to be going in by default on all your accounts. Now, how do we check for our clients? And in case if there is a client that you're talking to and the client says that I have my corporate domain hosted by some agency did that for me, I don't know whatever you're talking about like in setups. Come with me to another place called senderscore.org. These guys will do the validation for you for free and wouldn't ask you a question. I saw a corporate domain come by on the chat, so I'm going to go scroll down here and check this out. DigiPro. There. I'm not a robot. Okay, I need to validate that as well. Okay. Verify. Oh, failed. Okay. Still? Gotta be kidding me. All right, perfect. Drop your domain and click on the button which says verify. What do they check? They check everything in terms of the SPF and your mail exchange record. Is that done well? Is your post office really working to send and receive? Yes or no? And there's a tick mark. Is your records being digitally found? Signatures being incorporated? Yes or no? Can be found here. Just go to that domain and drop your domain names and find out. If you see a cross mark and you have your username and password, which is a working email ID and password to your domain, give it to us. We can set up your SPF right this minute. Okay. Perfect. Clear, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we set up your infrastructure in terms of your corporate domain. Give me a heads up. Give me a shout. And that's, yeah, super. Only one person really got that. Oh, Rahul too. Cool. Cool. Mandeep, your mindset, man. I think I should copy you. Okay, cool. Now that's one element that we looked at here. Finally, after all the password errors that we got, we set up a corporate domain. A little bit lost, we'll practice and hopefully clear it by next Tuesday. Anirudh, I think you should. You know what? The best way to do it, you're looking at the other people cycling, you're looking at other people swimming or calling themselves as judo martial art practitioners, but you haven't really enrolled. Pick up your cycle, jump inside the water, and we'll teach you how to swim. Get a domain registered, 900 bucks for an entire year. That's all you need to do. Get that in and start your journey out, and we'll practice together. In case I have paid email, can I have free service also? You can't have two post box. One guy who's a premium service and the other guy who's offering you free service. Anirudh, you getting my point? One letter, two people are fighting for it now. A premium guy says, I hold it, I want it, I will deliver it. And the free guy says, I will also deliver it because I do it for free, but 100% delivery possible. Oh, you need to really decide on who you want to work with. If it's a premium guy that you don't want to, stop them. We students should connect with each other. That's true. I got it, but I have to try it myself. Absolutely. I have a domain. It expired yesterday. We'll renew it. Perfect. Get that in. Get that in. In case I have, all right, that question is being sorted out. Now, let's go back here to the story. In order to rephrasing again, in order to get a corporate domain set up, I need a hosting service provider who can provide me with a domain registration. He has to seal up that domain in my name and I need to own it. Step number one. Step number two, I can go pick up the mailbox from him, which is a post box to send and receive, right from him with a cost or without a cost, depending on the service I pick up. If I want it for free, I need to move to a Zoho kind of company, which will allow me to do, set up a post box without having to pay anything for the next 21 email IDs that I'm likely to create. That's the setup. And once that is done, has it solved my bulk mailing problem? Has it solved my bulk mailing problem? What are the other companies like Zoho? Not the ones which give you for free. None. None. There are companies like Rackspace, which offers you two email IDs along with your domain registration. There's Big Rock, which allows you to have two email IDs for free along with the registration. GoDaddy had it in the past. Now they said, no, we want to really make some money there. So they now have converted it. None of the service providers who actually offer for free and also have exceptionally high service levels. You saw that email going out to Zoho's team at around 6 p.m. today. The response has already come in, which is in less than 3 hours. I do not know if they're working all 24 hours. In 3 hours, I got a response, and the service levels are fixed. So there must be something really good. It's not only for free, but the service level is also something that we want to closely look at. So Zoho is the one that I'm going to be standing for. Is that what we had an issue with them today because they are free? Oh yeah, that's the email I shot them. And imagine 3 hours for a free email setup, writing back, fantastic service. And especially my geography. Come back to India, and if I'm looking at a 3 hour response, you got to be kidding me. So if we can have one domain from GoDaddy and 21 different Zoho accounts for free on Zoho, and the answer is yes. And the answer is yes. Okay, cool. So the by bulk mail idea of sending out emails to 5,000 people, has that been sorted out? What do you think? Well, no. Well, no. You go to Zoho, you go to GoDaddy, you go to anybody. They will come back and tell you saying 150 email per day, and then there's a period. Full stop. Full stop. Bulk mail has still not been sorted out. Who else can provide us bulk mail? Greg, this is when your service provider comes in. What's Greg's service provider? Yeah, that's it. Fantastic. Greg likes MailChimp. Greg likes MailChimp. So MailChimp is the email service provider that we would like to use after we have our own email ID. You can start off your email journey with your corporate email ID that you have just created on MailChimp. MailChimp does not allow Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, and all the others. They don't like it. They initially will accept all those data saying, okay, come in, we write on it. But when you are about to execute the campaign, your account will be deactivated. Your account will be deactivated. The MailChimp, the chimpanzee, I call him and refer him as monkey, is a beautiful monkey to work with. It's a software, a phenomenally well-designed software, multiple awards given for its user interface. It works very well on any smart device that you're picking up compared to all other service providers in and around the industry. Okay, so hence, whether you like it or not, you will have to start falling in love with the monkey because it also is for free to begin your journey with. 2000 email IDs for free, 12,000 emails per month, which means literally about 6 communication that I can have with all my 2000 subscribers in a month for free. That's a beautiful offer. Try and find another service provider who can match this offer. None other than the monkey. Okay, which is like the chimpanzee. Now, who are these guys and how many other chimpanzees are there around this earth? Let's go and search on Google because that's a beautiful encyclopedia. Yeah, I'm loving this guy. I'm loving this guy. Long time back, it was Microsoft's Encarta CD that we had to plug in 5 different CDs and get the encyclopedia. Now, no, just go to Google and type in email service providers in the year 2017. Type 16, 17 will come. Why use Zoho then? Acha. Okay, here's how it is. Yeah, okay. You need to send SMS campaigns. Greg, you need to send SMS campaigns to 2000 people. What is the procedure to send SMS campaigns? 2000 friends, you want them to come to your party. How would you invite them? And no calling, only SMSing. What is the procedure that you would adopt? Come on, as quickly as possible. WhatsApp a group, okay? Off my list, right? Yes, off your list. Bulk SMS, right? Or group them up. Very good. Thank you, Umesh, for playing along. Very good. So I will go quickly, group them up. You're telling me the process on how I can send out email. You're not telling me what is the infrastructure that I would need in order to start this out. So come in a little reverse order and help me set up an interface to actually execute. What are the requirements that I would need? What are the requirements that I need to have in order to do this grouping and WhatsApping and whatnot? What do I need? Start from the basic. I need a content which comes in later as well, which is at least the second level. I need a mobile number of all my friends. Super. Good job. Good job. I need contacts. Very nice, Gaurav. Thank you very much for playing along. I need contacts. But more than that, what else do I need here to begin? You guys all like to fly sometimes, Uh, no. Come on. Base. Thank you very much. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. See, here's what I need. I need a phone. If it's a smart one, it's a blessing. Yeah, a smart one. And then I need app. It can be WhatsApp. It can be group app. Whatever app. I need an app. I need an app. Correct? Yeah, WeChat, Snapchat, whatever chat. Then I would need contacts. Then I need the contacts with the mobile number and phone number. Then I would need the content. Then I need a way to fire off this campaign, trigger them, and also see who opened, who did not. Analytics. You getting my point? You getting my point? That's it. This is the process in how I would adopt. Now, your phone, cut and paste this entire process onto your email marketing. How is it different? Definitely not. Take a look at it. Your phone is equal to your email ID. Your SIM card or whatever card that you're working on, I mean, of course, this is a smart one which actually has SIM card and all the others. I need an app to send out. This app here is equal to MailChimp. Is equal to MailChimp because none other than any other who said that we will send out bulk emails. Everybody said no, one to one only. I can't give you one to many. Gmail said that. Corporate email ID said that. Now I need an app which will allow me to do that grouping. Then I need database. This is my database. Then I would need creative content to send that. And then I need analytics to find out who's opening, who's not opening. Here we go. There's nothing very rocket science about what you're doing here. That's what you have. So where is the question on why do I need an email ID? You getting my point? Greg and all the others, you with me? Okay. Umesh says yes. Where's credibility? Okay. Greg says okay. Good. Fantastic. Come with me. Come with me. Email service providers. You can find top list of service providers here and try and scan through who's the best amongst all of them. You have some independent company here, top 10 reviews. Those guys have gone ahead and picked up all the amongst all the 200 odd service providers in the marketplace. They have handpicked 10 top 10 service providers in the industry, which means we can't just say good and bad. That's good and that's bad, but what is the definition for good? How do you define bad? When you define it, then you probably will have reason why you're putting some on the good and some on the bad. Here we go. There must be some reasoning on what they have done in order to benchmark as these guys as the top service providers. What did they do? Oh well, scroll down. They're being evaluated on certain parameters. And the parameters are sending capabilities, infrastructures, how large volumes can they send, how many customers can they maintain. That needs to be evaluated. How easy is it for customers to create HTML templates without knowing any coding language? Because in today's scenario, pretty much all the MBA graduates who are walking out saying, I can just design an HTML template by just picking up any interface. It's true. And that's exactly where the systems are leading us to. So how easy it is. And list management. No more Excel files. Remember, when we said contact files, the next thing that is we are talking about is Excel file. Somebody made that on a comment on the chat. I forgot to quickly catch up with the name, but somebody made a comment saying Excel file. Now, how to let go of your Excel file and maintain all of that in the cloud environment? Okay, these guys have been evaluated on that as well, and then the overall rating now qualifies them to be ranked 1 to 10. Okay, so let's go take a look at some more elements. These guys have a sending capability of, let's say, start off 500 a week or 2000 a week, and then you can go up to millions of emails that you can send using their platforms. Now when you're sending out, or the number of emails you want to broadcast is also attached with the pricing. Each service provider has different pricing. In this case, you see the cheapest one that you see here amongst all of them is $10. And I think MailChimp is also falling under $10. Now I need to really catch up with Mad Mimi and then make a choice whether it's Mad Mimi or MailChimp. Okay, fantastic. Because if pricing is the eye I'm looking at filtering, I have two people here battling the same price. $10 Mad Mimi, $10 MailChimp. Okay, good. And I see various other people charging way too high compared to all those $10 here. These guys campaign Constant Contact. I think Constant Contact says $20 and nothing cheaper than that. Full stop. Why? Because of features, maybe. Because of delivery scores, maybe. And look at Mad Mimi, please. $10, 69% delivery rate, which means when you're putting the all emails there on that particular container and clicking the send button, 69% of them gets delivered and the rest goes out. Okay, so that's the infrastructure they have. But on the other hand, MailChimp says 91% assured delivery. It's also up to some extent. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not accurate. We don't read anything by precise numbers there. It can be up and down here and there. Approximate figures is what they have. Your monkey is the most beautiful for now. Absolutely. My monkey, no. I have an ancestral relationship. I think so do we all. Anyone who believes in evolution. I'm a creator believer. But still, I like the evolution theory as well. It's still a theory. Nothing has been established. Theory, I loved it. And I think monkey and me go a long way. And I think you should go back and take a look at the interface, and only then you'll be able to relate to what they have to offer. Simply go to MailChimp.com and run a check. You don't need to really have any skills to do this. Yeah, just go to MailChimp, click the pricing, and say that you're a growing business. First, you check the free one, and then you come to the growing business and quickly type in a number that you have. I have 20,000 odd database, and I want to really execute a campaign. Monkey loves explicit permission. Monkey loves explicit permission. Implicit permissions are also allowed, but you need to be very careful when you're using it. We use Monkey, and it's almost it is mostly behaved well. Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at the costing here. Type your number in, it'll tell you what is the cost, and it'll also tell you what range you fall under. That's your email service provider. And now let's go unveil this guy. Can I get 10 minutes of your time? I need an answer from all the 24 of you. 10 minutes and I'll let you go. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate this. Right. Good. So once you come in and take a look at the email service provider, you will know that your cost for using their service is directly dependent on the size of database you're bringing in. So the number of people you're bringing in, so will the cost go up. So these guys are ready to give you a campaign platform. Using the platform, you can execute in bulk. When you execute in bulk, you meet the first guy. And he says, stop there, please. Park your vehicle. And he says, show me your identity. Do you own this vehicle? Where are you coming from? Okay. Are you coming from MailChimp? Are you coming from Zoho? Are you coming from GoDaddy? Where are you originating from? Okay, so let's get this guy. Let's get this guy and go ahead and take a look at this piece. Right. Copy this guy and go to our interface where we left. There you go. Since Zoho couldn't help us with corporate email ID couldn't solve the problem, we had to go quickly to a service provider, and that was MailChimp. I'm going to copy this same thing here and say we went ahead and picked up MailChimp. MailChimp started off with free, and then it was ready to also roll out 5,000 emails a day, or maybe multiple more if I want to, and it's already there. It also has IP addresses in how it sends out the campaigns. I'm going to slightly change the IP numbers here so that it's easy for you to recall that none of it is actually matching with each other. They all have their own unique IDs. Okay, so they have the IP address. And now this guy is actually quickly asking, saying, show me your identity. You know what is SPF, and you know how to set that up. So which is sender policy framework. Very, very important digital signature that needs to be found on the vehicle that it's carrying out emails. Where is he getting all that data from? Oh, well, he's looking into your header information. And you know what consists of the header information, or what constitutes to a making of a header information: from name, from email ID, your subject line, pretext. And the other element that we also need to include is the IP address, which is behind the scene, but end of the day, it's all found in the header information. So he knows where the emails are originating from. So the digital signature that he already is aware of are the three different IP addresses that he's carrying currently. Through the SPF, he already knows that these three IP addresses are mentioned. It's not, I'm using a corporate ID as well as a MailChimp one. So both these IDs are present on this as a vehicle registration. He wants to now cross-verify. He will quickly send out an email or a message to all the other service providers saying, hello, please respond. And that's like going to this IP to find out if it's really originating, or it's not like the Snowden or Assange kind of activities there. Ghost mode, ghost appearing, no real physical, presence of anyone. That's not going to be the case here. He wants to find out if you're really real and if you're originating from there. So that email goes into this, and then MailChimp will respond saying, yeah, that's correct, that's my IP. Zoho will respond saying, yeah, that's correct, that's my IP. When he gets it back, he will cross-verify with the number that's on the header. And if there is a match, your SPF is also ticked, DKIM signature is found, you're clear to go. Your identity has been established. SPF pretty much carries the signature. SPF leaves out the footprint saying, I'm originating from MailChimp, I'm also coming in from Zoho. And that can be quickly established by him using the service providers. Give me a heads up if this is clear, ladies and gentlemen. That's your first stop and first check. And remember those exclamatory mark and question marks examples that I showed you? That's where your emails will lead up in case if you cannot find a proper identity. Let's say the IDs mismatch. Oh, that means I can't establish. He puts an exclamatory mark and sends out saying, go get all the job done. I mean, then you'll have to come back and do the setup right, and then go back again, go through the scanner again and set this up. Like, for example, baggage checking in your aircraft. After you get your boarding pass and you're running into the aircraft, you probably have to go through the check post as well. And those guys will check your baggage. They will find out if there's any equipments that you're not supposed to be carrying, or commodity, or let's say items that you're not supposed to be carrying. They'll quickly say, take these off, trash it, then you're free to go. Or find somebody else here and give that particular product to them before you board the aircraft. And that's exactly what these guys are doing here. If you don't set up it right, or set it up right, go set it up and come back. We'll allow you inside this inbox. If you don't, we'll put a question mark there, lead you directly to the spam folder, depending on the type of setup you've done. The next element is the compliance. He's a good bookkeeper. He wants to hold on to all the details that you're really doing. You got that thing SPF setup done. It was good, but it will still show allow to go. Yeah, it is allowing you to go with a label on it, right? Saying, now you've been tagged, possible spam. Imagine carrying this in front of your t-shirt and back of your t-shirt when you're walking on the street. I'm a possible spammer. What do you think? People, onlookers will just stare at you saying, oh my goodness, I'll have to beware of this guy. What a great idea. I'm a possible spammer. Okay, now that's exactly what is happening. He's putting your label on the truck saying, that's a possible spam. Anyone looking at it will definitely not want to open this email, especially the Windows users. They will keep away from this email saying, there's a spam email that's already here. My name is Khan and I'm not the terrorist. Absolutely. Fantastic example again, yeah? So that's the name identified, and some people have biases, and that needs to be taken off. And here, the biases are based on evidence. Evidence of you not setting up your infrastructure well. When it comes to compliance, compliance are set of rules. Set of rules. Yeah. Where is it? Rules apply based on countries. Rules are definitely based on the geography, location, where we are. What Greg follows on his road is not the ones that we follow in India. Greg drives on the right hand side, on the US street. But here we'll have to drive on the left hand side because that's how the conditions are. Similarly, for email, there are a set of rules and conditions and regulations that are being observed. And if we don't follow it, we get beaten up. Now jump with me. I have 2 minutes as the time that I bought from you. So go to Google and type in email laws in. Don't give in the destination. Pick up a list of destination, please. Pick up the Wikipedia link and call out a few countries' laws, and I'll tell you the logic. Get that, and then I'm going to the drawing board and ask you for a specific geography that you'll have to look for. I did this campaign, so my current location is India. I did this campaign with my internet, remember? My computer, I did all these setup, India location. And I went ahead and picked up a Zoho account, and that is which geography? Zoho. Zoho comes from where? Don't tell me SP Road, India. No. Bad idea. One of this data center might be in India, just like how you're accessing Google, right? I don't know if you've already done that. Let's say coming up, hold on. You open up any of your DOS prompt and say route, okay, trace route google.com. And now you will see where it is pinging, right? You will see various destinations and the exchange. One domain, I said google.com. It literally should ping one particular server or data center and then show up the result, but it doesn't. It pings multiple data centers, and none of it will be in India. Fantastic. Good job. Now you're getting the point. Here, when you're looking at data, Zoho, and you have an Indian representation, they also have a data center, but it's not where it's going out from. Emails are literally going out from the US soil. I have MailChimp, and their location is US. So if I were to really study my compliance part of it, I need two locations. I need India and I need the US. Okay, what's in India? What's in India? None. Happy Independence Day. Happy Independence Day. Which means, let's say you're in the traffic and there's no rules. What happens? Chaos. Chaos. And that's exactly what is happening. Pretty much all the marketeers have no clues on what kind of guidelines they should hold on to. Everybody wants to move. And you're telling them, saying, hey, you know what, I came here, I want to move. No, everybody is in a hurry and everybody moves. Chaos. And that's exactly what you will see there, because there's no specific rules and regulations for India operation. Cool. Happy Independence Day. Celebrate. If you have a server located in India, you have all the flexibility to do any kind of campaign you want to Indian customers. And unsubscribe and all that list maintenance, bad idea. Don't worry about it. We don't have a rule to practice now. Cool. Now let's go to US. Let's go to US. Oh yeah, they might be looking at some of those policies, but for now, absolutely nothing. So there is something called as the Can Spam Act 2003. That's exactly what the US calls it. Oh, now we have to get a little more serious here. So your assignment for tomorrow, which is like next Tuesday, is to look into your Can Spam Act 2003. Here's your assignment, ladies and gentlemen. Apart from the MailChimp account and creation, I want you to do the following. Email compliance, US region, Canada, India. I want you to compare all the three and tell me the difference when you come into your next class. Just the difference. I don't want you to be a lawyer tomorrow, but I just want you to run through it. It takes 15 minutes. Okay, let's say I'm a new user with a mug of black coffee, 30 minutes, and I will be able to write a complete book about my compliance. So it is basically US and Canada. No, sir. That's the catch. That's why it's an assignment, sir. Thank you very much for extended time of 10 minutes. I shall see you back again on Tuesday. And if you want to really catch up on the rest, because we're going to work on the domain setup now, if you're here, you take a look at it. If not, you're free to go. Thank you very much. Bye for now. I hope you're liking the classes. And here's compliance. Call it karma, right? I did my bit. You do your bit before you go. Stay there. If not, Pooja will kill me. This is when you don't have rules to follow, spam happens. That's a little example of how frequency disturbs people. See now, one link sent multiple times. Don't show your frustration on the feedback link. Just click that and give us your feedback. Let us know how we did. And we'll see you back soon. I will be coming early next week with a domain that I intended to use for my business and would love to get it set up. Fantastic, but I want you to try it first. Bring up a messed up product, I'm still okay. But don't just don't just come empty handed. If I see empty handedness, then I don't give you fish. I will have to teach you to how to fish. So come with your and soil. There is a Kannada quote. I would love to quote it. Kai kesaradere by Mosuru. What it means is when you get your hands soiled or dirty, you get food into your mouth. But when you are not willing to actually get your hands soiled, it can be through computers too. Your hands are still getting soiled. You have to get your hands soiled, and that's when your experience will come. So get that hand soiled, come with your dirty hands. I'm okay with that. We'll fix it. Thank you very much. Bye bye. See you soon. And all those who actually confirm saying the feedback is done, appreciate it. Thank you for your time. All right. Now, we have two things to sort out here. One is that I can go ahead and take a look at a domain which is already, said no to, or I can come back and take a look at it. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Please show that part which AirAsia landing page. Amandeep, stay there. Okay. This guy is in the inbox, by the way. Air and the Asia. Sudipta, thank you very much. Good night. AirAsia, thank you. Click there. Takes you to XYZ location. It should ideally open up because incognito window, which means I don't have any cookies or plugins installed here. By default, it will open up. I have to jump out of this as well. Thank you for your help, buddy. Bye. Okay, so the same campaign through this interface. Click, nothing shows up. Oh yeah, because we allowed it to happen. I need to block that now. I need to block that as well. Okay, there you go. Now let's go click the same campaign. Thanks for this. Ankit, thank you very much for your participation as well. Thank you. Bye bye. I'll see you soon on next week. All right, here we go. Blank page. Why? Because I had a plugin called Ghosttree. Pick this up. Wonderful tool to evaluate what type of tracking people are using in the backend, and also helps you, try and keep a close eye on your competition. If you're really evaluating softwares and software technology that these guys are using, this comes in very, very handy. For example, IBM. So when I go to IBM, I want to know what type of tracking tools they have incorporated on their website. You can see Ghosttree here quickly calling out saying there is something called as site analytics. There is Alexa metric. There is Telia, I think. It must be a proprietary software. Telium, that's another software that's running in the backend, trying to find out where I am, who's the visitor, where is his current location, what is he browsing through, all of that study. Along with that, it also helps you try and find out some miscellaneous tracker drop cookies for remarketing and various other. They block them by default, and there are millions of users who are using Ghosttree, and unfortunately our buddy at AirAsia did not figure this game out. They should have installed all these plugins and tested it, and unfortunately they didn't. Okay, cool, that's the story. GoDaddy, and somebody said they have a fresh login. Who's that individual? I have 11 minutes. Good night. That is a good thing, yeah? Good night, sir. Good night. You too. Brijesh, share with me your username and password. For me, you look like you're already on level 3, but I hope we are adding value for you. Is it okay? WordPress. It's a WordPress domain. You have any email set up on that? No. Okay. So let me ask the postman, like in the post office, if those guys are okay. I think they must be okay with GoDaddy. SPF. I will give you GoDaddy login. Okay, makes sense. Give me GoDaddy login. And I won't touch your website because I've got nothing to do there. So if it's GoDaddy, this is the procedure you'll have to follow. But what if I am not GoDaddy? Okay, let's figure this out. You get me a domain, please. I hope Greg, will you come back on Tuesday?
नमस्ते
Namaste.
क्लास ही अभी खत्म हुआ है
Exactly.
आते हैं
हाँ? बोलिए मैम, मैं आपका कैसे मदद कर सकता हूँ? ओके, ठीक है. I'm going to run into login now. Be very careful with the microphones. Undivided attention, I said. It's already broken into multiple pieces, or maybe because it's the session is over. Waiting for the password to arrive. Is that the password? Interesting password you have. Oh, 1 second. Okay, got it. Successfully created CEO arunalab.in. Oh, wow. What did you do? You followed the instruction? Why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you tell us, Alugu? Where will be SPF record in all Gmail like Outlook and all the others? See, Gmail is free account. Free account. Who's the owner of Gmail? Is it Archana Mishra? Ma'am, I'm ready to work with you. Ma'am, I'm ready to work with you, ma'am. Are you the owner of gmail.com? Okay, I take my letter offer back. I'm okay. I'm okay where I am right now. So you're not the owner of that, no? You'll have to own gmail.com. That's when you'll have access to that. Gmail.com is a domain purchased by Google Incorporation. They will set up all the SPF and all the others for free accounts. But when you own your own domain, archanamishra.com, that's your property, your house. You can do any type of modification, break it open and get any type of ACs you want inside. But if it's a rented house, you'll have to call the owner if it's okay to break the hole. I mean, to drill a hole around to install AC. You getting my point? Can we buy a domain from Gmail? Oh, yes, you can. Akriti, that's a brilliant question. In the meantime, I'm waiting for the password to come. Okay, Akriti, 10 minutes? No, yeah, password error. Let's go fix this. Where do we get Google domains? Go to Gmail. I mean, sorry, get to your encyclopedia, your Gmail guy, Google guy, and ask him saying Google business email. No, that's okay, Brijesh. Check that out and come soon, please. Thank you. Once you say Google business emails, you will get this particular link here, Google G Suite products. Click on that, and you have this button here to get started. You have this button here to get started. Follow through three simple instructions, and your Google interface, which is Google App Ready, Gmail setup is ready, which is your corporate domain of your favorite choice can be done right here, but no free. 150 bucks for every email ID that you create. Period. Akriti, yes, ma'am. That's exactly how it works. But the idea is we want to just get the domain registration. We want all the others for free, which is multiple email IDs that we might require over a period of time. We want it for free. Only Zoho right now calls out saying that I'm okay to give you something for free. And let us see what Brijesh has. Fantastic. Super. It opened up. Now I'm going to go ahead and see the domain first. No email setup. Cool. Now, as you could see, there is no 365-degree something Microsoft product, blah blah blah. I don't see anything here. There is only web hosting, and I can click on the manage DNS for this particular domain. And I want to be very carefully navigating here. So this interface I don't like, so I go back here and get this to list view. I love the list view compared to a grill view. I don't know. Call it familiarity, right? I'm very familiar working around like this. I click the domain. I click the DNS part of it. First, I do a check to find out where it's going, what's happening. I see something as mail, and so it's being directed to some other portal here. I see that, and then I see auto config cname, email is GoDaddy, same email, setup, web desk, web email. Oh yeah, it's all there. Web desk, web email, plenty of other email services. You don't have an email. Are you thoroughly sure about this? Because looks like they have set up your service provider must have given you a Gmail setup kind or a GoDaddy setup. They've set up SPF for it. It's on WordPress, and the email exists, correct? Through a plugin, absolutely, sir. So you can't have two postmen. You can't have two post offices, sir. Yeah. So this is very clearly indicating saying I'm already running. I'm doing very well. Why are you guys getting another one? Sorry to come in here. I have to just leave. You guys take care. You're doing a great job, buddy. Bye. So that's what I love to tell those post office. But I need a fresh one. Anyone willing to register one? Let me know. Anyone willing to register one? Let me know. But in 3 minutes, I don't know if I can set it up. But it's once you get that domain registration, go to Zoho, follow the steps, and it's quite easy to get that done. Where's Alugu? Alugu. Alugu, are you there? I know it's dinner time for you. Yes, sir. Sir, username again, sir. The right one, and sign off. Sign off from your current login. Just to take a quick look on what you've done. What did you do differently? It's the same C name you went to, or we can come to your computer, whichever you prefer. We come to your computer? Okay, don't worry, we're coming to your computer then. Did the same thing, I know, sir. I mean, it's the same thing, sir. I do not know why it was throwing out an error because of my cookies, I guess. I should have opened up another browser, ideally. I've sent you a login, a request. Please click on it so we could see your screen. If you guys don't get a domain next week, I'll buy one. For which I need to go to a different ID. I can't use that lead sourcing ID. We are waiting for you to accept and download. Today is the second, isn't it? Okay. Roughly about 10 people gave in the feedback. The rest of them didn't even bother to click on it. Maybe past old digital Vidya students there. Been through web development training, SEO training, blah blah blah. Now they're beaten up very well. Got too carried away, I guess. Yeah, absolutely. Because they wouldn't have seen something like this. What's he doing? I mean, he's working with me. He's not reading out a PPT. Yeah, I know. It's the same feeling that everybody gets. Where is Alugu? Alugu, looks like your internet is taking a little while to download, and then the better option would be to check your system out. What do you think? You shared it, but I think it's downloading. Hmm. We can't see anything. I have a domain. Gaurav, you just bought it, or you just came into the inside the class? Oh, I see this. Yeah, I think this is the third or fourth time you're sending me this. But after that, nothing happens. Share with me your username and password. Why are you hiding this? You finished your dinner and you came, isn't it? I know, I can see it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You happily finished your dinner and then you walked in. Big Deal Hub. Sounds interesting. This is 9845421144. Ma'am, good night. Good night. Ma'am, next time when you own that Gmail, let me know, ma'am. Yeah, partner, ma'am. Partnership. Good night, ma'am. Bye bye. I'm waiting for the username and password to come. Stay with me. I know it's past 10. Can't help. Either ways, it's extended classes. I'm okay with some equity. Yeah, me too. Me too. After looking at all that Shark Tank series, I'm forced to actually look at some companies. I was late for answering, and you guys have made me the honor. Yeah, in digital marketing, it's split seconds. Split seconds, you'll have to answer because you were setting up SPF. Can you believe it? Yeah, and somebody owns the car, and you were ready to repaint it and also change the number plates for it. Wow, that's why we were very curious. Will be in your guidance, sir. Thank you very much, ma'am. Wherever possible, ma'am. 4 weeks, I'll set up your way of thinking about emails, and that's my role. I'll play that well. Where is our friend? He still went again for dessert. Gaurav, you can eat the dessert later. He's gone for a walk. I guess. Yeah, I think he's offline now. He said, "Okay, I will share," and then he didn't. Anyway, what I would do is in the meantime, before you come next week, I'll try and purchase another domain, or I'll have access to another domain. I'll move that from another login to this login, and then we'll start working on it. Okay? Until then, do that little assignment that I gave you, and let's see you back again. Yeah. Bye for now. Good night. I hope you guys have clicked on Umesh. Did you click on that feedback link I gave you? Because Pooja is going to ask me that question. Umesh, saying I'm not collecting feedback. Oh, you did. Fantastic. Uh, I will provide credentials of my website to you. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Do that. Do that. And if there is nothing being done, what we will do is we'll take that exercise and show it to the class. Awaiting name Mamta, isn't it? Or I think Mamta. I couldn't share. Yeah, I don't know, Alagu. I don't know what happened. Maybe next time, no. Download that GoToMeeting software. Download the GoToMeeting software, and then we can work together. So you have created your username, and you're happy with that. Aren't you happy with the free service that these guys are giving you? Phenomenal service, trust me. There's no hindrance in how they work. Paid customers and unpaid customers, all the same. The treatment is very, very unique. Same. There's no changes. Good. Wish you all the luck then. That's what we wanted to show the class as well. But there are plenty of recordings that they can take a look at it. I also have my own recordings which will be passed on to you. Take a look at it and then you should be fine. Okay, bye. Good night. Nice and interesting session. Thank you, Mamta. Bye bye. Next Tuesday, we will discuss that by 7:30. Deal. Done deal. See you soon. Bye. I do not know if I can say Arun or should I say um, Asgar or should I say Alagu. Good night for now. I'll see you soon. But who's Arun then? My mind is still saying who's three characters there. I'm already having two characters, Neil and Nithi. Alugu will be cool. Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. Alugu is fantastic, not just cool. Okay. Where's Greg? Greg jumped out? Very nice. I'll see you guys back then Tuesday. Bye bye. Aruna is my concern name. Okay. Arun A. Okay. Uh, Aruna is a girl's name, like Nitya is a girl's name. I transformed it to Niti. This is, I think Alagu is good, so we'll keep it as Alagu. But don't complicate that anymore.